Hey friends, it's your Realtor Peter Scott. I'm here with our quick real estate market update for the Sacramento area. Today is April 30th, 2024. And the Sacramento real estate market is continuing on the same path we've had the last year or so, where we have two diverging factors basically pushing against each other. One is low buyer demand caused by higher interest rates and affecting overall affordability, and of course the overall economic situation that we've been in post-COVID. And on the other side is low inventory, which has also been a result of higher interest rates. People don't want to give up their 2 or 3% interest rate to sell their house and buy a new one with a 7% interest rate. So those things are kind of pushing against each other. And it's kind of causing a very odd market where some homes, about half of homes, are getting multiple offers, selling quickly, selling over the asking price, the list price. It's not the craziness we saw years ago where homes are selling for $50,000 or $100,000 over the asking price for just a normal $500,000 house, but we are seeing multiple offers where houses might go $10,000 or $20,000 over the list price. And then on the flip side, some homes are just sitting, just not selling, and it could be for a variety of different factors: the overall location, the condition, the pricing, just where the community that's in might just have a smaller pool of buyers, whatever it is. So sometimes it's just crickets, sometimes it's just craziness. So it just depends on the house over there. On the same breath, about interest rates have been rising lately for the last month or so. For most of this year, we were kicking around in the sixes, and recently, interest rates right now are sitting about 7.25%. We really hope we don't see those 8% interest we saw last year. 6 months ago, we were kicking around the 8% side, and that really slowed things down. And that's really a bellwether. That's something that everyone in the industry is watching. I'm sure you are too, if you're thinking about buying a house or selling a house. Is those interest rates are really such a huge factor in affordability, especially in California, where everything is just more expensive. But if rates continue to go back up to 8% or even more, that will certainly have an impact on the market, we expect. The real estate market is just, and the overall economy, I think, in America is just kind of hard to read and it's hard to know what to expect going into it. Many people thought by now interest rates would be lower, back in the low 6s or 5%, but they just aren't. Inflation is not receding. Inflation numbers came out, I think, last week, and they're about where they're expected, but it's not going down. It's not really going up, but it's not going down as the Fed is trying to push it back down. In fact, there is a new concern on the horizon, which is being kicked around. That word is stagflation, and what that means basically is that inflation keeps rising. It means prices keep going up, but the economy gets worse, where people are losing their jobs, and so you have the worst of both worlds happening at the same time. We're not really there yet, but it could happen, and how that affects the real estate market, I don't really know. We'll have to do some research on that. That really hasn't been around since the 70s. So we'll see. But like I said earlier, it's so hard to predict where things are headed right now. One thing that is pretty clear on the horizon is that prices are rising in the Sacramento area. We're up usually about 2 to 3% where we were from last year, which is pretty typical. There's just not enough homes for sale, as I said. And California just has a housing crisis. We have not built enough homes for a glut of many reasons. Of course, Sacramento especially has a lot of people coming in from the Bay Area, and of course immigration is huge all across these states here. So there's a lot of people coming in and just not enough homes for sale. So while that's not causing meteoric rises in prices, it is keeping that pressure where prices keep ticking up and up and up. But if those interest rates go up, if it gets crazy, they go up to 9-10%, then it's got to come down, right? People can't afford that. Right now, as we sit, only about 25% of people in Sacramento area can actually afford to buy a house right now. So if that number gets down to 10 or 15%, the prices have to come down. But nobody knows. And so some people are waiting on the fence for interest rates to come down. Those rates aren't coming down. They're sitting on the fence waiting for prices to come down. They're not coming down. Will they come down? Perhaps, maybe in a year, 2 years, 5 years. Nobody knows. Let me see if I got everything in my notes here. Pretty much, that pretty much covers everything. Usually right now the spring market is pretty active, and we're pretty much normal where we kind of expect to be for numbers, as we have been the last couple of years. So what happens typically on the real estate market, the spring is really hot, really active, then it kind of slows down a little bit in the middle of the summer, June, July, kids get out of school, they go on vacation, and then the market kind of ramps back up back in later summer, and then keeps going through the fall, and then tapers off in the winter again. So it's a big selling season right now, throughout the spring and in the summer. So if you're thinking about making a move, so are a lot of people, and it's definitely a good time to make that move if that's something you want to do. And it's the best thing that you can do is talk to a professional like myself or somebody else out there, and we can help guide you on making that right decision. And the important thing too is if you're going to buy a house or sell the house is to get the numbers. Talk to a professional. If you're going to buy a house, talk to a realtor and a mortgage person. If you're going to sell your house, talk to a realtor or two and find out what the numbers are for you. And that way you can make a real world decision where you want to be, and if that makes sense for you financially. So hope this answered any questions you have. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. I want to be your real estate resource. Y'all take care.